each Remember and Celebrate, we always talk about one of the feasts or festivals that God had told the Israelites to observe. And so this time we're talking about the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles was a time in which the Israelites would set up temporary dwellings or shelters out in the wilderness, and they would live in them for about a week. Kind of like we go camping sometimes, but they would do this to remind themselves of how God had led his people through the wilderness and how he had provided for them and how he had fulfilled his promise to eventually give them a land of their own. And so it was a time for them to thank God for blessing them so abundantly. They also celebrated the harvest season during the Feast of Tabernacles, and they enjoyed some of the things that they had picked, some of the things that they had benefited from during the harvest, like grapes and olives. And so again, it was a time for God's people to reflect back on their lives and see the blessings that God had given them. And that's the same thing that we do during our Remember and Celebrates. So you will get a chance to do that later on this morning. But right now, you're going to go into your centers time, and both of your center options have to do with Remember and Celebrate. The first one is to do what those ancient Israelites did, and that is to make a temporary shelter or dwelling. You get to make a fort out of sheets or blankets and your sofa and chairs and pillows. Whatever you have access to, you can set up a little shelter for yourself, and maybe you want to spend the remainder of your Sunday school time in there going through the slideshow, and maybe you're going to invite your family members to join you in there, so make it nice and cozy with pillows in there, and just enjoy that time of building this structure. And you can spend some time in there being quiet and just reflecting on the blessings that God has given you. Your other option, which you can do both, like I said, is to make a crazy party hat, because this is Remember and Celebrate, and we often like to have crazy party hats to wear during our Remember and Celebrate. So you can go into your recycle bin, or maybe you have a stash of craft supplies. Just use whatever you have available and be as creative as you want to make some kind of crazy party hat. I would love to see them. Send me pictures of your dwellings and of your hats so I can include them in our slideshow next week. I hope you enjoy this time and create some amazing things.